Google quietly just released a tool that lets Claude control your entire Google workspace. This means Gmail, Drive, Sheets, Docs. It's all programmable and controllable from your AI agent. In this video, I'm going to install the CLI from scratch, connect it to Claude Code, and then see what Claude can actually do with it. Alright, so this is the official repo. It's called the Google Workspace CLI, so let's install it. So basically, I'm going to actually just dump it into Claude Code. This is Claude Code in Cursor. And I'm going to ask it to basically give me the exact instructions to get this set up, because there's a little bit more to just than installing it. So I want to install the Google Workspace CLI, inspect the instructions, and give me full end-to-end instructions on how to set this up. Yes, allow all changes for this. All right, so here's the full instructions I received. So I'm going to run the npm install, which I actually did earlier, so we should be good here. And then let's see if the help command runs. So for this, it's not just a few clicks. We're going to actually have to set up a Google Cloud project and get the OAuth credentials. So earlier I tried doing the Google Workspace auth setup, but it actually did not work for me. So we're going to have to go with option 2 here, which I believe a lot of people are running into this issue. And let's walk through this step by step. So if you haven't used Google Cloud before, there's a lot of different things you can do. You can get your API keys from here. If you want to do YouTube automation, you can do that. So for this example, I'm going to create a new project, and I'm on my new project now. I called it Claude Code just for now. This is just for a demo. So go to APIs. So it says go to API and services, and then consents. Get started here. Go Claude Code Workspace. Let's go with internal actually, and we have that set up. So now go to API services, create credentials, OAuth client ID. Application type, we'll go with desktop application. I think the name can be anything. And then here we want the client ID and the client secret, or you can just download the JSON file, which should have both of them. So now with that JSON file, I'm actually going to see if Claude Code can just do it for me. Here's the JSON file. Can you save it to the right location? And now it's saying it should be good. We'll actually test out if it is though. Now it's asking me to select the OAuth scope. So this is likely everything you want to give it permission to. So Drive, Sheets, Calendar, Docs. In this situation, I want to give it access to everything, which you should be careful to. Then you need to open this link to verify, which I'm going to do off screen. And so I forgot to mention that when you have the external application, you need to add your email as a test user. So make sure you do that first. So let's see now. AWS auth login. And I think we're already all authenticated. So I'm going to ask Claude Code, I have now authenticated. Are we good to go? I think that works already. So now I'm going to ask it, what can I actually do? So I said, cool, now what can I do? What can I actually do with Google Workspace CLI? So here it's telling me I can list a bunch of files in my Google Drives. I can look for files. I can upload files or download files, even delete files. It looks like I should be able to search for emails and send an email, which is obviously a game changer. I should be able to create and list upcoming events in my Google Calendar. I can also create spreadsheets and read from spreadsheets and write spreadsheets. Should be the same thing for Google Docs and slides and set all the other Google Workspace features. Also, just to help myself visualize it, I'm going to ask Claude Code to use Canva. I'm going to say can you because I want to be polite to Claude Code in case they come for me one day. Then use Canva to illustrate quickly what all the CLI can do. This will only work because I have the Canva MCP already installed. Let's see, it gave me 4 options. I only wanted 1, but that's not really what I was thinking about. See, option 2, that's kind of weird as well. Option 3, I do like that, but it's talking about something completely different. Ooh, I like that one actually. So Google CLI, unlock the power of Google Workspace tools. So easily manage your files, Gmail, Calendar. So if I had a client that was interested in using this CLI, I instantly have a nice infographic that I can send them to illustrate briefly what exactly they could be doing with this. And obviously I could keep prompting Claude to create something a little bit better, but that's not the point of this video. And one more thing to look through before we do some examples is that when you look in the GitHub, you can see that it has a skills folder. And in the skills folder, you can basically look through and figure out everything that it can do. So there's a skill folder for each skill in here. So for example, let's go to Google Workspace Meet, and it has a skill MD, which will describe what the actual feature does, which is interesting because it mentions OpenClaw in the skill MD. And basically this says it manages Google Meets conferences, and it tells you the API resources as well for each of these skills. Really cool stuff. So by now you're probably thinking that there's so many things we can do with this, right? So let's go for an example here. So I'm gonna ask it to check all the emails that I had today and how many people signed up for my subscription list. So I said, check all my emails for today and find the number of people and all the emails of people that signed up for my subscription list. So quick caveat, I realized that you actually have to install the API for each of these services for Google. And so this takes a little bit of going back and forth with Google Cloud or Claude Code, obviously. So basically, I just asked it to enable all the APIs related to Google Workspace CLI, and it gave me a bunch of links to go and enable it. And then you can also install the G-Cloud CLI, which will probably make it a little bit easier. But for now, I'm going to enable the Gmail API. Looks like it's enabled. And then I'm going to enable the Google Docs API as well. So now we have the Google Gmail and Google Docs APIs enabled. I'll probably enable all these, to be honest, but just for demonstration purposes, I wanted to turn these on. So I'm going to ask it the same thing again. So I want to check all my emails from today and find the number of people and all the emails of people that signed up for my subscription from social media. And as you can see, it shows that I have 16 new subscribers today, and it shows the exact email of everyone that I got. This is just crazy. This is honestly crazy. This is just small examples, but you can imagine the types of queries that you can use, and I can send emails. So theoretically, I should be able to, from here, send a follow email to all these people and ask them how they're doing today or something like that. Let's run through one more example. Using Google Workspace. So basically I said, using Google Workspace CLI, create a Google Doc describing what all my website does and the features it has, the products it offers, and make it consumable for anyone to read. Now, right now I'm working in my website workspace. So while this is running, I realized that you can also install this CLI in your OpenClaw instance. I'm not going to do that right now because I don't want OpenClaw to have access to my entire personal Google workspace. But I have a separate workspace account that I allow OpenClaw to use, and then I will use this CLI for it to be able to access that workspace. So for this command, it actually wanted access to my Google Drive, and it created the Google Doc in order to upload it to Google Drive. So I had to enable the Google Drive API for this. So just like that, it built an entire Google Doc for me. It read my entire repo. It created a description, all the pages on my site, all the products that I have right now, the prices they have, and deep dives into the dashboard. This is insane. So that's basically the power of this setup. We installed the Google Workspace CLI, connected it to Claude Code, and now Claude can take actions across my entire Google Workspace. You can see what the power of this is really going to be, and this is just the beginning. The OAuth stuff is still a little bit tricky, which you need to get through. Setting it up is a little bit tricky, but once you have it running, and you should be able to have your agents running this autonomously too. And now once we fully connect this to OpenClaw, it's going to be able to autonomously scan emails and create slides for me and Excel sheets and manage my Excel sheets as well. This is just crazy stuff, honestly, and it's pretty hard to keep up. If you found this helpful, drop a subscribe and drop me a message if you want to learn more. Appreciate you watching, and I'll see you in the next one.